Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today, finally, I'm going to be talking about a few spring perfume recommendations. It's finally warmed up enough where I've been in the mood for spring fragrances. So I have a couple of new ones to talk about, a couple of favorites, and a couple that I really only kind of remember or start craving when the weather starts to warm up. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Givenchy Irresistible. The main accords for this one are musky, fruity, and rose. This is a fruity floral fragrance. This was actually recommended to me by a couple of people in the comments section. And so I finally thought I would take the plunge when I saw a good deal on Ulta and purchased it. It was a blind buy. So let's talk about some of the notes here. It smells really nice. It starts off with pear and ambrette, and that is a combination that I've noticed is in a few of my fragrances, and I really enjoy. I love a pear note. The mid notes have rose and iris, and I've really discovered that I enjoy purple florals. And the base notes have musk and Virginia cedar. So it's a fairly simple note breakdown, and the fragrance itself isn't too complex. I'm still getting to know it a little bit, but it does open up, sweet, feminine, a little floral, kind of delicate. It's not syrupy sweet. It's not too cloying. And so far, the performance I think is okay. This is a brand new bottle, so I can't really talk about it too much until it's had time to sit, and I've had it for a while and kind of see how it evolves. But this was one that I was interested in getting before spring showed up so I could try it as the weather warmed up just because of the notes, and it sounded like it'd be great for spring. And I agree, this is a great for spring fragrance. This is easy to throw on. It's going to smell nice. It may not be one of your favorites, but if you're looking for something that's going to make you smell feminine and pretty and classy and nice and easy to wear and not be overbearing, and you want something nice and light as the weather warms up, this is actually a good one. So I do recommend smelling it before you buy it. But I got this in a set with the travel spray on sale with points. So to me, it was ended up being really inexpensive. So I didn't mind taking the plunge on that blind buy. The next one I'm going to talk about is Dama Bianca. This is also new to my collection. I just got this not that long ago. I've had a sample for a while, and tried it and it smelled nice, but I've always said to myself, oh, I don't really like vanilla perfumes enough to have a bunch of vanilla perfumes. They smell fine. I like vanilla in my fragrances, but I don't necessarily like a vanilla fragrance that much. But I think after just going through that sample, I was intrigued enough to just buy a bottle when I found, again, this one was on a really good deal. It was on sale on Max Aroma, and I was able to use points. So I got this bottle for about $80, I think. And this is a pricey fragrance from what I remember. So I thought that was a good deal to try the small 1 ounce bottle. The main accords are powdery, vanilla, and violet. Again, more purple florals. This is a floral woody musk fragrance. And the top notes are kumquat and lime, which is what made me interested in it because I love fresh, citrusy, fruity fragrance openings like that. And you really do get the kumquat and the lime. The lime is not as strong as the other fruit note, but it's there to add this nice, fresh kind of citrus in the background vibe that kind of, even as it dries down and the florals and the woody notes come out, keeps it light and fresh and airy. It's really, really well done, really well blended. In the mid notes, there's violet, iris, lilac. So a lot of purple florals, which is another reason why I was really testing it out, because I was noticing a theme on how much I like certain purple florals. And I thought, okay, this will be a little different. It's not just a vanilla, right? It's citrus, it's vanilla, and it's purple florals. There's also Egyptian jasmine, lily of the valley. And then in the base, there's vanilla, malt, musk, ambrette. I love ambrette. Sandalwood and cedar. So this, just on paper, I felt like I would love it. And this is one where I won't say it was love at first sniff. I loved the opening. It was so interesting to get that kumquat note. But as I've worn it on my skin And I will say the sample did a decent job of giving me an idea of the fragrance, but spraying from the bottle really did make a difference. It performed so much more fully from the bottle than it did from the sample, which I guess is to be expected. So this opens up again, bright, airy, a little fruity, but not syrupy. It's not like sweet, like sugary sweet, but it's like a natural sweetness. And then it develops, the florals start coming out, and you get this very soft, delicate, lush, powdery vibe, which I think is how my nose and brain interpret violet, because most of my fragrances that have that violet note in there, I get this like super fine, groundly, finely milled ground, like powder sensation feel to it. So it's like so soft, it almost feels silky, and slightly sweet from that. And then the base notes start coming in. So as the top and mid kind of settle down and blend together, the vanilla comes out, and it's not a gourmand vanilla. It doesn't smell like vanilla extract. It just smells like what you would expect vanilla in a fragrance to smell like. So I'm glad it's not gourmand, because that tends to put me off if it's too strong. And then the musk and the woody notes start coming through, and I love woody notes in the base, especially with musk. I just find it really addictive. So this to me has become a very addictive fragrance. When I wear it, it has this really nice, lovely evolution down to the dry down, and then I just cannot stop smelling myself. So this is actually on my tray for this month, and I've really enjoyed it. And I'm still kind of testing it out, but I do not regret that purchase at all. I thought it was a good deal, and I'm really enjoying wearing it for the month of April. So now let's move on to fragrances that I don't really reach for unless it's, spring out, and then I remember that I have them. So this one is Prada Paradoxe. This is a white floral citrus fragrance. And let me see here. I haven't smelled it in a while. It smells really great. This is an amber floral fragrance, and the top notes are pear. Surprise, surprise. Pear, tangerine, and bergamot. So again, pear and citrus. I like those in the opening. The mid notes have orange blossom, neroli essence, neroli, and jasmine. And in the base, you're getting bourbon, vanilla, amber, white musk, and benzoin. I like all of these notes. And something about this, right? This is just, it's fun, it's flirty, it's sweet, it's an easy reach. It really is. I really wish I would reach for it more often without having to remind myself, because every time I reach for it and then put it on, I'm like, oh, that smells so good. Why don't I wear it more often? So this will be going on my tray next month, so I can get some wears out of it, because I've had it now since it came out, and I haven't made that much of a dent. But every time I do wear it, I thoroughly enjoy it. It's just, an easy, good for, brunch, daytime, outside, any type of, occasion type of thing. And it really does well when the weather is warmer. I think I wore it last year in the summer too, and it was fine. It wasn't like triple degree heat when I wore it, I don't think, but it was in the 90s, and it was really pretty. So this is another one that when spring rolls around, I think of this one. The next one I have here is Musk Therapy by Initio Parfums. So this is one, this could easily be a signature scent for me. It smells good year round, but when the weather starts to warm up, the notes in here really start to shine. So this is a citrus musky floral fragrance, or those are the main accords. It's actually a woody floral. Musk, oh, it smells so good. So let's talk about the notes in here. It is two types of musk. It has white musk and musk. There's black currant, bergamot, and mandarin orange. So that's where the kind of fruity, juicy opening is coming from. Then there's magnolia, hedione. I think that's where it gets its addictive type of quality from. And then white sandalwood. So this is a fragrance that you spritz it on your skin, and it smells nice, bright, citrusy, and clean. And you're not thinking much of it, because that's how I felt about it when I first tried it. I spritzed it on, I was like, oh, it's nice, but I'm not spending that amount of money on a full bottle. And I had gotten one of those travel sizes from Scentbox. I love Scentbox. Um, but then as it wore on my skin, as the day went on, as the hours went by, it got better and better and better and more addictive. I could not stop smelling myself. I thought the performance was good for the fragrance type that it is, right? It's a fresh floral type of, or, musky type of fragrance. So it's not a screamer. So you can wear it year round. Like I said, good signature scent. But it just gets better on your skin, like as you wear it. And you get to a point where, or at least for me, I can't stop smelling myself when I wear it. So even though I have worn this in all the seasons and it's performed really well, when the weather starts to warm up, that's when I really think of this fragrance. And so this is one of my kind of go-to spring and especially in the summer fragrances because it is so light and fresh and easy to wear. It's not cloying, it's not overbearing, it doesn't do too much. When you're hot and you're outside and you're all sweaty, this isn't going to turn on you, or at least it doesn't turn on me. Always get a sample. Nothing is a safe blind buy. But it's just when I think of spring, this is another one of the things I think about because spring makes me think of, fresh, clean, outdoors, bright, slightly floral, not heavy, right? Not weighing me down, not super spicy. So this is a really great one for spring. Now let's move on to a couple of my favorite fragrances in my collection. This one is Mojave Ghost by Byredo. This is actually on my tray for the month. The main accords are floral, woody, and powdery. And this is another amber floral fragrance. I've noticed a lot of my fragrances are amber florals. I really like that scent family, apparently. The top notes are Sopadilla and Ambrette. Sopadilla is kind of what I'm assuming because it smells like a type of pear. It smells a little bit like an Asian pear. So again, not the only fragrance I have with those two notes in the opening. And this is, you definitely get that, or at least I do. As soon as you smell it from the cap, as soon as you spritz it on your skin, you get that pear and musk vibe from the opening. The mid notes have magnolia, violet, sandalwood, and the base is ambergris and cedar. So in the mid, I get that same really like lush, soft, luxurious, soft, finely milled powdery sweetness from the violet. And then in the base notes, I do get a little bit of woody notes, not anything too strong. I think this is so well blended. It's linear. I will say it is linear. What it smells like when I spritz it on, not immediately, but within the first few minutes of spritzing it on, is kind of how it smells throughout the wear. And I love that because I love the way it smells when I first spritz it on. So I'm glad it's not changing too much or I'm not losing any of the notes. I can smell the pear from the top to the bottom, the musk from the top to the bottom, the violet, everything. I just get the whole scent profile, the whole wear. And I love it. It smells clean. It smells classy. It smells luxurious. It smells like understated but chic, in my opinion. And I'm lucky that I get really good performance out of this. This lasts on my skin all day. It's not a screamer. It's not a beast mode fragrance. I don't think it's meant to be with this particular scent profile, right? This is a kind of a, a soft, clean, musky, fresh floral type of fragrance. But I can smell it on my skin for at least 8 hours. When I put it on in the morning, I still smell it at the end of the day when I'm done with work. And the performance to me is fine because I get wafts of it. Now, by the end of the day, it has become a skin scent, which doesn't bother me. If you want it to, keep going, just maybe spritz it on after the 6-7 hour mark. I don't usually need to. Because I'm, done with my day, coming home, doing chores, whatever, taking a shower, and then spritzing on something new. But I really love this one. And it's been getting a lot of wears. You can already see the dents I've put in it from just being on my tray. And we're just about halfway through the month. Oh, it smells so good. Not a safe blind buy, though. This is definitely one I would recommend getting a sample of and seeing how it performs on your skin. Make sure you like it. When I didn't blind buy it. I had the travel, like I said. It would have been a safe blind buy for me just because I ended up loving it so much, and I was pretty sure with the notes that were in it, but I wasn't sure about the performance because I've heard for people it just kind of disappears after a couple hours. So if you can get a sample of it, I got my sample. Oh, actually, no, I've seen samples. I bought a travel, but I've seen samples on Mercari. And I feel like there might be samples on other sites. I'm not sure about Twisted Lily, but that's a good place to check. I love getting my samples from there. But I highly recommend that one, getting your nose on it and seeing if you like it. It's great for spring. It's perfect for hot weather. You're just going to feel light and fresh and clean and classy and beautiful. Okay, and the last one I have, also another one of my favorites. It's in my top 10. This is Delina La Rose from Parfums de Marly. And the main accords are floral, fresh, and rose. This is another fruity floral fragrance, and I love fruity floral fragrances. So the top notes in here are lychee, pear again, and bergamot. And so it has this really beautiful, juicy, fruity, sweet opening. Not syrupy sweet. It's not cloying, right? This is a fresh, made for hot weather type of fragrance. But if you like fruity florals and you want something for hot weather, this is one of my number one recommendations. In the mid, you get Turkish rose, peony, watery notes, and floral notes. It's very aquatic, but not watered down. Some people describe it as a watered down Delina, and I don't agree that it's watered down, but it smells like an aquatic version of Delina. And in the base, there's musk, woody notes, and vetiver. I love vetiver in fragrances. So this smells so good. And this is definitely a compliment getter. Every time I've worn this, I've gotten a compliment on it. I find the performance to be great. It's a freshie, so it's not maybe as potent, as powerful as the original Delina or Delina Exclusive, but it performs very well for a fresh fragrance. And you still get that Delina DNA, but just suitable for summer. It shouldn't give you a headache, right? They've removed the incense. And there's a couple other notes in there that when I first smelled Delina were kind of overpowering to my nose. Maybe the rhubarb. There's no rhubarb in here, so it's not as tart. The pear makes it a little more sweet and juicy. But this is just really great, again, for spring. Right? You're getting that floral, you're getting the rose, but you're also getting a freshness. So it does great. You can wear it year round, but when it gets really cold, I tend to want to reach for the Delina Exclusive one. But I've worn this in the cold weather, and it performed just fine. It doesn't lose its performance in the cold weather like some fragrances do. But yeah, this is just usually if I'm going out for brunch, going shopping, doing something in the day with my friends or out and about, and I just want to smell nice, really classy and pretty and beautiful. This is a good, easy reach for me anyway. If you like rose fragrances, I think if you can get samples of any of the Delinas, it's a great line to try. There's something I think for most people, like if you like freshies, this was my first Delina because this was nice and fresh, and that tends to be my favorite type of perfume, right? Fresh, fruity florals. They have the kind of like year-round original, which is good for all seasons. I don't know about summer. I haven't tried that, but it's good for all seasons, all occasions. It's really beautiful. And then the Exclusive, which I wear more when it's cooler. That's more of an evening wear fragrance for me. I find it to be very intoxicating, sultry, seductive, mysterious. But again, spring, summertime, that is the Delina I'm reaching for, and it will be going on my tray soon. Because like I said, finally the weather has warmed up and we're not dealing with 60s and rain over here. It's been in the high 80s the past few days. And so I'm excited to finally get some full wears out of my spring fragrances. Okay, so here are my top 6 recommendations for this spring. If you have any suggestions for me, please leave them down in the comments below. I'm always looking to smell new perfumes and see if I want to add them to my collection. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.